Okay, good evening, everybody. Well, morning rather. Uh, I don't know. Some of you probably heard that I had some issues with some uh, um, tests that I had at the hospital with the VA, and so we've been kind of dealing with those issues. And um, I had an MRI that had came back and revealed results of a stroke. So I've been kind of urge to kind of slow down a little bit, and I guess everyone thinks that I'm kind of overexerting myself, but hopefully I'm not. Um, but anyway, welcome back to Detecting Terrorism in America, and we're talking about today is what I call Tweety Report, okay? And just one little thing I always say, Mikey Leaks, okay? So some of you have been part of our audience before in the past, you will know that there has been several complaints filed on my behalf against another individual that may be affiliated with um, our president. And so, but however, we've been dealing with this issue for quite a while, and there's a lot of things that are going on in the media right now that's covering agencies and entities and other um, government officials that are, to include Congress and the Senate, that are considering several actions that are to take place. Last week, a lot of things came out with regards in the media with regards to the how the United States was going to go through and entertain some of the actions that are people are pleading guilty to criminal offenses that have occurred with personnel that are in our government, and on some other issues that have not particularly directly been revealed to the public with regards to maybe some sort of prosecutions or so that goes on within the governing body for the executive branch. Okay, so with that, you can take that for what it's worth. Um, what we have at the moment now is Detecting Terrorism in America has uh, revamped a profile of a type of organization that we've talked about in the past that was operating within the political boundaries of the United States and throughout more than 39 states without even no one even knowing who they are. And at current, I think the estimated total of property that they manage within the continental United States is $4.7 billion worth of real property. Okay, and through that $4.7 billion of real property, there has been millions upon millions of dollars that have been wrongfully appropriated by people who are con artists. Okay, um, during the earlier part of the year, there was a civil action that I filed in the 67th District Court in Tarrant County, and this is subsequent to a separate civil action that was filed back in 2016 against five different of these ghost businesses is what they call them because they go and come. You have to know when they're in season, when they're out of season. And so this is something new to me, learning what a ghost business is and why they do that. And so the logic of why they disappear and come back is already known, but however, it is unknown that specifically on who they are and where they are located. Okay, so what we're dealing with here is basically it's like the profile that has been come up with a government state directed terrorist organization is what it possibly be. The Some of you may have looked at my post maybe 2 weeks ago, or maybe a week or so ago, where there was some citations that I had sent out that were defaulted on in the 144th District Court. Some citations that were defaulted upon, and those citations led to a what is identified as what's called a shithole, where they use these businesses to dump um, their when they go through the mad dump, like these investors that are on Wall Street now that just lost billions of dollars, and people have come out and they've sold more stock within the past week than they have in gain for over history. So basically, there's a possibility the stock market is going to crash. But at any rate, the back to these people here, these people up in Iowa. Well, they are based, instead of based in Iowa, they give an address for Iowa, but then in Iowa, the address they're given, that's nothing there. Okay, there's nothing there. You cannot have a foreign entity that is operated within not even a post office box. If you are a foreign entity and you must have a general partner in order to be a foreign entity within a state province, in order to operate a business, you have to have a general partner with a principal mailing address within that state. Okay, this organization here is, from what I can ascertain and what have been investigated by several agencies, is that there is not a trace on how this occurred, but the downside of it is that there is a link to where the money went, and the origin of where this downline or this monopoly starts is at 712 Fifth Avenue in New York. Okay, in Manhattan, which is just across the walkway from Trump Tower. Okay, now here's the tricky part. Okay, the 712 Fifth Avenue is called the Henry Bendel Building. Okay, which is a building that was purchased for an amount of $399 million by a company called the Bannister Group, who lists a base or origination from Cape Town, South Africa. The Bannister Group is some highly sophisticated con artists. They understand how stocks work. They understand how real property work. They understand how real estate work, and they understand how to wrongfully appropriate treasuries from state agencies in order to for their financial wealth and well-being. Okay, so with that, it comes a lot of manipulation of different systems, for tax system, finance systems, and things of that nature, which is what's led us to the suspicion that that building is owned by the Trump organization. Okay, and that evidence collected from state departments indicate that there may be more than average funds that are obtained and funded to the Trump organization, who, although they report an income of zero, and have been reporting zeros for quite a few years now, basically, and the reason why it's been reported zero is because they haven't been filing taxes. Okay, basically their income that they receive, just like they said on CNN maybe a month or so ago, through tax dodges. No, it's through tax evasion. Okay, there's no such thing as a tax dodge. It's called tax evasion. It's called theft. It's called that. It's called you're manipulating a system. It's called you are monopolizing a business trade where you have caused a system that has polluted the United States property, as well as maybe facilitated and funded for terrorist organizations. So this is the reason why I was telling everyone that do not get involved in any type of house flipping schemes or maneuvers or anything as other sort where someone said they can take your property and make you millions and make you millions with other people's money, and you won't have to pay a thing, and all you got to do is sit back and just let them manage it and collect the check. No, you're getting tricked out of your property. Okay, I have a lady who lives out in East Texas who called me up maybe a couple of weeks ago because she got involved in one of these house flipping maneuvers and land maneuvers, whatever it is, that's supposed to take me to make her all this money. Well, guess what? Okay, the property that she put up that her family has owned for more than her family's owned it for more than 50 years, and then she has been living on it. She's paying rent to live there now. Okay, on that same property. Okay, so if someone asks you to get involved in a program that you're going to be able to refurbish or replenish or decorate or occupy, whether it be through a rental unit or a person who was interested in just buying a home for rent or whatever. Okay, they get you interested in that, and that one of the stipulations in the agreement in general, the main stipulation is that if you come in default in repayment of this loan or being involved in some type of program, that there's going to be a penalty that you're going to have to pay in order to cover the cost for whatever you've defaulted on. Don't do it, okay? Because we're talking about real property. If you do that, then how many other people have they done like that? Okay, and if so many people do it, and then so many people bite off into these type of scams and gimmicks and whatnot, okay, well, the people that don't do it, they're gonna lose also, because it's called eminent domain. Okay, if someone wants to come through and they build a highway through, just like take the Louisiana Purchase for example. Look at the Louisiana Purchase in Texas. The reason why we had the war in Mexico, because we wanted to steal the land, because we just bought Louisiana and we wanted to build a highway through there, or didn't see a reason why we had to come up around from the Gulf of Mexico and go around to Texas, and Mexico owns it. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, so it was the Mexican-American War where we took the land from Mexico, and that's basically the same thing that happened. It's called eminent domain, okay? And so if you don't want to give it up, you're going to give it up, okay? So they're going to take it over. So don't get involved in type of land maneuvers or house skipping programs that you may see out there, okay? If you are involved in those type of programs, and if you want to be of assistance, why don't you look up on DOJ.gov and find out how it is that you can report an organization or business or person or individual or corporation, incorporated, whatever they are, sole proprietorship, I don't care what they are. Okay, limited liability corporation, limited partnership, all those. You need to report that you have a suspicion of fraud, and that you are and if you are enrolled, okay, don't lie on any part of it. Okay, once you go through, nothing's gonna happen to you if you don't lie, but just tell the truth. That's all you gotta do. Don't put no extras on it. If you was told to do something and you did everything by their direction, it was their fault. Okay, then you need to let them know at the first time, look, this is their fault. Okay, so that way that you won't get yourself in a position where you're going to have to come back later and end up having to say something that will self-incriminate yourself. Okay, so the situation we have here is with the parties that have been dealing with as far as the civil action. Everyone has heard, maybe read an order that was signed by the 67th District Court on this past week, when it came out, where the judge, when he granted in part and denied in part the defendant's motion to dismiss as a special exception to the charges, claiming that it's res judicata. Okay, just to give you a little background, res judicata means it's kind of like already in the criminal, on the criminal statute, it would be called double jeopardy. Okay, and the civil statute, where the criminal side you give out time, years. Okay, I don't want to have nothing to do with that side. Okay, but the civil side is where you give out the dollars. That's the side I'm going to be dealing with. Okay, so on the civil side, res judicata means is that this case has already been argued. Okay, so what did Trump's people do? Okay, they came in there after they defaulted in the 141st when the trial was 2 years ago. Okay, they hid out for 2 years. because the statute of limitations to bring a claim against someone under for deceptive trade practices is 2 years from the date of the occurrence, okay, of the offense. Okay, so anything outside of 2 years, if you didn't go to the court and ask them to hold the statute of limitations, so that way, if they did come back and reappear, then that you'll be able to bring a criminal or civil action against them. If you didn't do that, then you're going to lose. Okay, so basically, what they've done, they went in here and they asked to told they asked to this charge be dismissed, claiming res judicata. When they never showed up, the state secretary has proved that they're not even there. And then when I showed the order to the judge, what the judge do? The judge dismissed it. However, but I know a lot about the government, and I know that on every year, that at the end of November, okay, October 1st of every year, it starts the fiscal year. At the end of November, okay, the last work day is usually around the 25th or the 26th of November, okay? So, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? Using the 25th or 26th of every month, okay, there is going to be there are processes that go through our government, and as far as accounting period. So for every month, if you ever notice that if you have Social Security or Internal Revenue claims or whatever, like the things of those sorts, they're always going to go. Their accounting period for the month starts on the 20th of the month. Okay, which means on the 20th of the month they do all they stop everything. Okay, and then so whatever they have collected from the first through the from the 1st through the 19th of that month, they process everything. Anything else is going to wait till the following month. So the 26th of the month, if some of you had Social Security claims out there, then your Social Security claims more than likely would have been decided on the 26th of last week. Yeah, am I right? I'm right. I'm right. Okay. Those of you that had Social Security claims that were decided last week on the 26th, you're gonna get your paycheck tonight or tomorrow. Okay. Right, you got that. I know. So, and you can tell me if I'm right when it happens. If you have one of those that are pending, you can just say you're right. Just text me, say you're right. I know what I don't know what you mean. But anyway, moving right along. So by the 26th, Ben, I know that the day that they're going to that the government's going to change. What I did was prior to the 26th, which is what the end of the statute of limitation was, so I could bring a charge against Trump under the federal statute. I went and filed a new case. Okay, the day after that, the judge signs the order, says he's vexatious litigant. His whole case is dismissed. Okay, you can't do that. Okay, so now what we have here is that I have a case where I appealed an appeal, but the federal case I filed is to toll the statute of limitations because I smelled bullshit over here. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is, because the federal case is open, I'm going to remove that case over here and join it with the new federal case. So you're still going to get punished. Okay, Trump, you're not that stupid. Yeah, I mean, I'm not that stupid. You are very stupid, but I'm not that stupid. Okay, so everything have insurance for the insurance. Okay. That's how you do that. You got to play it, because if you recall back in December of 2015, where President Barack Obama had put down was making this address to the nation, where he urged that if you were selling your property, that you have to put down who's buying it. Okay, and that is to prevent these things that has happened with this. If you see me twitching my neck, that's because I have a back spasm here. Okay, and so I'm just trying to loosen muscles, so I'm not retarded or tweaking out or anything like that. So it's just the fact I have discomfort in my back. So I'm trying to keep it minimal. So, but anyway, back to what I was saying. On December 15th of 2015, President Barack Obama stated that if you wanted to sell real property, that you had to put down who's buying it. Okay, so you will prevent these people from house flipping, who's saying that, oh, my name is Billy Bob such and such this day, and then on the 4 months later, the name is Billy Bob such and such of such and such. Okay, so they'll put, it's the same person. They'll flip it over and over. It's the same name, but then it's like a cycle. It goes through. It's a cycle. It's illegal. It's fraud. Okay, it's something that would get you put in prison. It's something that will give you a lot of money, but it's something that will cause you to be audited, investigated, and prosecuted and thrown in jail. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Don't do it. You're not gonna win. The equation is not gonna work. And remember, I told you is that when it gets down to real serious, when you start talking about real property, that's when it's really criminal. Okay, so and I just want to stress that, and I can't stress that um, stress that enough that you want to stay away from those type of activities. Okay, and so lastly, what I want to let everyone know that this week is going to be historical is that because as we all know that your president right now is he's pretty worried, and if I was him, that I would be too, because there are still, even though that these financial crimes that he has gotten himself into, that is going to be he really can deal with that. Okay, but with the part about the abuse and neglect toward disability people, disabled people, he's not going to be able to handle that. So I put every message out there. I put in every communication I've had to voice to Washington and any other parties that may be in a position to relay that communication to the parties that are it needs to be relayed to. And should they want to continue to ignore, and I just want to let you know, then you have asked for whatever it is that you are getting ready to get, because we are getting ready to match the gas on your ass. Okay, so that's how it's going to go, and so, but I don't want to. I want to talk about something else in general tonight, and there's some things that I can't. I am still in pain right now. I just recently just left the emergency room, and my back is so discomfort. Okay, so I don't know. I won't know until tomorrow to find out exactly why it is that my back is cramping up, and so. But I just want to put this out there too. If you have one of those those leaf blower things. Well, I was going through Walmart, and so that's why I like to shop at Walmart. But I was going through Walmart, and so I bought one of those leaf blower things. And so, but I didn't buy the one with the back strap. So I hope that is not what's causing my back to hurt, because I'm going to truly investigate. They're going to tell me why. Okay, if it's part of the stroke, then I have that to consider too. But this is something that has really been nagging me forever, and I really wish it would go away. I've tried everything. I twisted every way, and stretched every kind of way, and laid every kind of way, and pushed every kind of way, and pulled every kind of way. I'm just really, really out of it. And so I'm going to keep this short. But what's going to happen is once after the 13th, I have an objection that I have to file with the United States District Court to who they are saying that that I should be paid the $400. But well, yeah, I mean, but still, on the other hand, I should not have to pay the $400 since I paid last time and it didn't show up. Okay, so that's how my position is going to be. Back to the district court judge. So you could say, that the little or few little dollars that he got get every month, which doesn't last very long, maybe a couple hours or so, and it's gone. And then there's whatever money I make after that. That's what I have to depend on. So that's really no money. Okay, but if I paid for it last time, and which I did, and I shouldn't have to pay for it again this time because it's fraud. Okay, anytime it's statutory fraud is a claim, any type of surety is waived, and any type of cases that are brought under the authority of the Patriot Act, which is providing adequate tools for responding, intercepting, and obscuring terrorism act. Okay, that's what Patriot stands for. And if they provide adequate tools, well, you have to provide adequate tools for free, because I don't think somebody's going to be paying for your tools, okay? I'm not paying for your tools. So that compromises what the Patriot Act is what this case has been brought under the authority of. So as far as the filing fee, no, we won't be doing that today, okay? As far as the payment inability, it is government entitlement. I really don't have to pay that because the Code of Federal Regulations states that the VA payments that you receive from the VA are not interpreted as to be income. So the courts can consider it, but if you argue it the right way, they will waive the fee. So I hadn't had to pay a filing fee until, with the exception of in the state courts, because they know the state's gonna dismiss it anyway, so, and decide whoever they want to. So yeah, they'll let you come on in there, so that way they can stack up enough cases against you, they can label you as the vexatious litigant, and somebody complains. So, but however, I know I'm probably all over the map right now, but I just want to say, everybody pay attention again this week. It's going to be exciting, and a lot of other things. I'm just so glad that Mr. Trump is trying every little way to wiggle and squawk and balk. But I'm just going to tell him the only way that he's going to get out of any part of these cases is to face his accusers and square away everything it is that he needs to square away, because once the hammer gets ready to fall, it's not going to fall lightly. Okay, so if he really wants to help himself, because he is in really big trouble, and I know he wants to try to convince everybody that he's innocent. Now, how many people you know that are locked up in the prison that done said they didn't do it? Okay, and I'm not saying that they all down there didn't do it, but there is a lot of them down there that did do it. Okay, and they saying the same thing that he did, trying to play this goddamn shut up game. Okay, well they're gonna show you the shut up game. Just watch. Okay. So that's how it's going to go. And so I'm going to have to tell everybody to good night. And we had to do this again late because there is some people in England I wanted to see this. And but I didn't want to do it this late. But it was the hospital bed that made it that way. So my body's getting kind of irritated. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up for the night. So good night, everybody. Bye-bye.